Good morning. So last night, Cedar spent the night in the barn. We kept him warm with a heat lamp and some bedding. This morning, we tried to put him into pasture with Mama, and he stood for a little while. It looked like last night we had a security camera on him. Last night he was trying to stand up a little bit on his own, which is good. He had some good energy. But this morning he's shivering a little bit. It's a little bit chilly out here today. Mama is mooing, trying to get him stimulated and standing up. But he's just kind of tired. So what we're going to try to do is bottle feed him this colostrum. This will be our last feeding of colostrum. If he doesn't take this, he won't drink this down. We'll have to tube feed him again. But we'd rather avoid that if we can. So we'll try to get him this colostrum. After this, we'll give him a little bit of time to digest and then see if that gives him the energy to stand up and hopefully start walking around. So he stands up for a while, he can catch his balance. He's doing really good. He just doesn't have that desire to walk around and search Mama to try to find the milk. So we'll try this. We'll keep an eye on him throughout the day today, see how this goes, and hopefully by the end of today he's able to nurse off of Mama. So we'll see.
All right, our little buddy is out here with his mama. He's doing pretty good. He was tube fed this morning and then we put him back under the heat because it was still chilly out. Once he got warm, he was actually up and moving around in his pen in the barn. So we brought him out here and put him back with his mama. And he's not super interested in running around or eating yet, but that's pretty expected with a full belly. Dozy thinks he's being fed. He's already been fed. So anyways, we're gonna leave him out here at 70 degrees today. He should be fine with his mama. We will probably separate tonight because it is gonna rain and put him in the barn. We don't have a good place to put him and mama in the barn because all of our piglets are in there. Unless we devise a new plan for them, we're just gonna have to separate at night. Okay, I'm getting ready to head out to the barn. We're going to make a bottle for baby. He still hasn't taken any other than a tube feed. I'm gonna make colostrum. This is from Lorelei from her very first day of milking after she had her baby in August. We freeze dried it. I did use frozen colostrum from her first lactation yesterday, but just the process of how long it takes to thaw out and warm, it took forever. And so this is one of those times when a freeze dryer really comes in handy. I know it's not for everybody, but for what we are using it for, to put up a bunch of colostrum and milk into a powdered form, all I did this morning was empty one of these. This makes a half gallon, and the way that I know is because each tray in the freeze dryer takes about a quart of liquid. So this is 2 trays worth of powder, so that I know I can fill a half gallon bottle, top it up with water. It kind of soaks in a little bit, and then I top it up the rest of the way with the water until it makes a half gallon of liquid, and then I know it's mixed correctly. So this has been super handy. I can add warm water to it, and we've got a warm bottle like that. So a little bit of shaking, and it rehydrates, and we're good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up and head out to the barn. We've got a couple of supplements we're also going to try to give him and give you a little update on him and see how he's doing. So I have it in his mylar bags. I did not put an oxygen absorber in there because I didn't want it to get hard, and it just looks like this. It's just a yellow powder in there. I've just been using a canning funnel and getting it right into the bottle. So very, very easy. These are the supplements we're looking at giving. A little bit of selenium. This was a suggestion of one of our followers. I looked into it, and if they have weak legs, sometimes this can help. So still unsure on the dosage of this because it's generally used for goats and sheep, but we're going to give a small dose of that. I also got this Durazyme. This is kind of a rescue paste for calves. Try to give him a boost of vitamins that he has not gotten yet. So we gave him vitamin B yesterday. This one has vitamin A and E will help with the selenium as well. So those are the supplements we're looking at giving him. Not super large doses or anything, but he definitely needs to get his vigor up and his energy up so he can nurse off a mama. He's okay, Rena. He's okay. I just need him to not back up.
Alright, so the first thing he did was he had me hold this down all the way till you get to the chest, and that's how far down you want to go.
Okay, so he goes pretty much to the
yeah, it was pretty much all the way up to there. So then all I want to do is move this down here without any fluid getting in there until it's in place.
For the left side? His left side,
his
right?
left, which is why I'm on here like this.
Okay.
This is my left too. You're right, buddy. And then you can feel it down here as it's going down. Alright, I can feel it down here now.
You can feel it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's right here by
We're
my
in the
finger.
right spot.
Keep
going.
And then you can pop that top open.
What
Okay.
And just tip it all the way up and let it flow.
So now we're in the process of moving Mama Pig and all of her piglets into a new area so that Martha and her baby can have our one stall. Right now they're just kind of loose. We're making a pen back here. We've used this for pigs before. Kind of just a little makeshift pen. So Mama Pig is going to go in there. All of her babies. And then hopefully we can bring the cows in. And maybe if they're in close proximity to each other, they'll figure out the nursing thing. Alright, I found an old window upstairs in the upper part of the barn. It doesn't fit perfect, but it is kind of drafty in here. So we're going to try to get this installed just well enough to keep them from getting all that wind. It is super, super windy today and like a high of 55. The daytime temperatures are going to go up after today, but the nighttime temperatures are still going to be freezing, so it's not a perfect fit, but it'll cut the draft a little bit. We're doing everything we can to give this guy a chance. I have gotten quite attached. He is doing better. He just has to figure out the nursing. We can't tube feed him forever. Even if he could just figure out the bottle, we'd be okay. But so far, no luck with either one. But we're doing everything we can. That took every ounce of energy I had in my body, but we got her in here. He is fed, so they're good for about 12 hours. We're going to put a camera on them and hope that he can figure it out. We're just going to take it feeding by feeding, see how it goes. She is very maternal towards him, so I'm hoping being in a closed space where he can't wander off, maybe they'll figure this out. I read you gotta get him so he's suckling and then swap your finger for the teeth. I think we have exhausted pretty much all of our options. He's pretty lethargic this afternoon. So we're on day 3 now, and we've tube fed him this morning, and it's just been really, I know, Mama. It's been really lazy today. I'm hesitant to tube feed him again because I think that's keeping him from nursing. He has no real drive to eat for himself. We are going to give him electrolytes and another shot of vitamin B to try to perk him up. But at this point, I just don't know what else to do. We tried to get him nursing on Mama, and she's really mad because I took him out so we could tube some electrolytes in. Huh? Yeah, let's do a quart. I'm gonna do a quart of electrolytes. I don't know if that's enough. I'm not finding a whole lot of information on it. We've given him oral vitamins and not seen an improvement, so we're gonna try this. And then in the morning, if he is up for it, we will get him milk. I read that the more you do this, the more they lose their suckle reflex too.
Good morning. We are going to try something with Cedar to try to get him to understand where the teats are, where the milk comes from. We've noticed him trying to latch a few times to Martha. Martha was actually standing for him, and he just kept missing the teats. He had his lips open like he wanted to suckle, which is great. He has that instinct. He just couldn't quite find them. So what we have here is Lorelei. She's our milk cow, and it's time for me to milk her this morning. So instead of milking her first, I'm going to clean her up. I want to keep this as normal for Lorelei as possible. She's got grains, so she's distracted. I'm going to wash her up like I normally do, and then I'm going to bring Calf over here, bring Cedar over here and see if he will nurse. I want to try to just show him where the milk comes from and how to do it, and hopefully get him a meal that we don't have to tube feed. We've had to tube feed him every day, twice every day, to make sure that he gets enough in his belly. Last night he was getting up and he was roaming around in the little pen that we have for him upstairs, and he seemed like he had good energy. He got down here this morning. He was very happy to be back with his mama, and he was kind of bucking around and playing, which is the most that we've seen him try to move around. So we know he has the energy. The enzymes and the vitamin B that we've been giving him, it seems to be working. He's got that energy, he's got the spunk that we're looking for, and he's been trying to nurse. Because Martha is one of our beef breeds, she's not super thrilled about us coming up to her and trying to help him nurse. We were able to do it yesterday, but I don't know. She doesn't seem to be wanting to let me do that today. So we did try that first. Obviously, having him drink from Mama would be the best approach. But not able to do that this morning. I'm going to take him over to Lorelei and see if he can drink. She's not the best nurse cow. We did try to have them in the same pasture yesterday. She's kind of queen of the homestead, and she wants everybody to know it. So she pushed Cedar over with a headbutt, and she was pushing Martha around. It wasn't a good situation. So we separated them. But looks like Cedar is standing right now. Lorelei's all cleaned up. I'm gonna bring him over and just see if I can get him a nurse. Even if he gets a little bit in his belly, hopefully that'll just give him that much more energy just to continue with Martha and try to get that meal. Get him in here, try to help him find these teats. Pulling off the edge, huh, bud? He is nursing. You can feel him swallowing. Down low, remember? There you go. Down here. Yeah, look for those teeth here. It's a very strong suckle reflex, which is not something that we've seen until today. Which makes sense that we've tube fed him a few times, and this is right about 24 hours since the last time he was tube fed milk. Last night we tube fed some electrolytes. We could not get him to suckle on a bottle. Still having a hard time finding him. Once he does, he really starts suckling and drinking. So I think I'll put him back in with Mama for right now. And I'll give her a little bit of grain, see if she stands still, see if you can't apply the same technique to her. She's getting a little flustered about it. Then I gotta finish milking out Lorelei. Worst case here, what we'll do is we'll milk out Lorelei. We'll put Cedar back in with Mama, see if he nurses. We'll milk out Lorelei and put that into a bottle. And if he has that same suckling instinct on a bottle, we'll at least be able to bottle feed him. But he's definitely hungry. He's got some energy, which is good.
Okay, we are on day 4 of feeding this calf. Up till this point, we have been tube feeding. I have this just in case he needs it again tonight. Yesterday morning around 10:30, we tube fed him a couple quarts of milk, and then last night we only gave him electrolytes. Also had to be tube fed, he wouldn't take it in a bottle. So today we had him with his mama, and he's actually very interested in nursing, he just can't quite figure it out. So we tried to get him to latch to our dairy mama, and he kind of like learned that the milk was there, but she wasn't really having it and he wasn't totally getting it. And so we put him back in with his mom. He's been bumping her and sticking his head right up to her udder quite a bit, but I don't think he has eaten yet. So now we are going to try a bottle, and if he doesn't take that, we will tube feed him since he hasn't had milk since about 10:30 yesterday morning. It's now 6 o'clock the next night. got lots of energy today. Good. Good job, Cedar. Good job. Okay, just a second. He's drank about half a pint. 1 cup. That's more than he's ever gotten. I'm so proud of you, buddy. You drank a whole cup of milk. Let's try to do 3 more of those. Let's try to get half this done. A couple pints. I'm gonna take 1 quart of milk after he nursed on his mama.
Well, again.
There you go, bud. He can help himself there.
Perfect.
So we got him to drink a bit from mom, and then we got him to take a pint from the bottle. We're gonna put him back with mama and see if he figures it out. We're gonna watch him on the camera and then decide later tonight what to do next. Last night we put them together, and then I saw on the camera that she was stepping on him, which was concerning to me, so we did separate them last night. We might leave the lights on and keep them in together tonight. I'm not sure yet. We're gonna just watch and see how they do together. We have seen him peeing and pooping, so that's always a really good sign as far as he's not dehydrated or starving. So we're gonna go ahead and take it step by step, but he's made huge progress today. Huge progress.